Cruising in 2026 is going to cost you more than you might expect. New taxes, fees, and pricing changes are already being added. I'll break down what's changing so you're not caught off guard when you book. I'm Andre and welcome to And Go Travels. As someone who has worked on a cruise ship and traveled on a budget for years, I've got plenty of tips that'll help you no matter what your budget looks like. Today I have 8 changes coming to cruising that will impact your wallet, and there's one none of us will be able to avoid. Starting with changes to beverage packages. Norwegian Cruise Lines has announced it's getting rid of its inclusive onboard drink packages on its private island in the Bahamas. Starting on January 1st, Norwegian Great Stirrup Cay will be getting its own separate beverage package. So those who have the drink package on the ship will have to pay in order to get drinks on the island. There's not too much information out about this yet, but drinks not being included on a cruise line's private island isn't anything new. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and probably others don't include the drink package on their private islands. I'm sure they have their reasons, but from a traveler's perspective, it's nice to have everything all included. But it's something to consider if you have an NCL cruise coming up, or really any cruise where you're going to a private island. Would buying the onboard drink package even be worth it if you're going to be off the ship most days? Well, that's another video for another day. Norwegian has also started charging extra for additional entrees in the dining room. I think it was a couple years ago when Carnival Cruise Lines started charging $5 after your second entree. But Norwegian is taking it even further and saying any extra entree after your first one will cost $5. This one kind of hurts because it's always nice going on a cruise and deciding to try 2 different entrees that sound interesting to you. It's the perfect time to order things you typically wouldn't order, keeping waste in mind, of course. Now, personally on Carnival, I understood their changes a bit because you typically aren't paying an insane price to be on the ship. But NCL prices aren't necessarily cheap. When I've been on Norwegian before, it didn't feel like they were nickel and diming. But that seems to be changing a bit. Are you loyal to Royal? Well, listen up, because changes are happening over there too. Child service fees are increasing. Adventure Ocean, the club for kids between 3 to 12, remains free up until 10 p.m. But after that, parents will pay $15 an hour. Before, they were charged $10. For the babies in the nursery, parents there will be charged $9 an hour until 6 p.m., then $12 after that. So parents, just know it's going to cost you a little extra to have that late fun night on the ship. Higher onboard Wi-Fi prices. Carnival has slowly increased all of their Wi-Fi plans. The lowest Wi-Fi plan, where you only have access to social media apps, at one point was about $12, and now it's about $20. These prices are if you buy before your cruise. The middle Wi-Fi plan, the value plan, went from $17 to about $23, and the premium plan from about $18 to about $25. These increases might not seem like a lot, but it can really add up on longer trips. Let's say you decide to treat yourself and get the premium onboard plan on your 7-day cruise. Instead of paying about $126, it'll cost about $175. That's about a $50 increase for your whole trip. I'm getting these prices from my account. I have a cruise coming up, so these prices might be a little different by the time you see this video. It seems Carnival keeps increasing its Wi-Fi prices, so keep an eye out for that. Virgin Voyages has been known to have a lot of things included in the fare you pay, but things are changing. Virgin Voyages is charging for gratuities now. In a previous video where I explained how tipping on cruise ships work, feel free to watch that after this video. I mentioned that unlike other cruise lines, Virgin includes gratuities so you don't have a separate bill. But that has actually changed. So now if you prepay for your gratuities, you'll be charged $20 a night for them. Virgin claims this is just to make what you're paying for more transparent. I've seen that passengers shouldn't necessarily be paying more with this change. Virgin has just decided to separate the gratuities like other cruise lines. The onboard tipping culture remains the same. If you want to tip crew members, you have to do it in cash. You can't charge it to your room. This change was kind of wrapped up in Virgin's new fare tiers. It's called Voyage Fare Choices. There's a base, essential, and premium fare. There's a lot of differences between tiers with Wi-Fi packages, dining reservation windows, and flexibility to name a few. For instance, if you book the base fare option, your trip will be non-refundable. Now I'm hoping these tiers make it more affordable for us budget travelers to book a ticket and not a way to raise prices across the board. Now this next one has sparked a lot of conversation within the cruise community. Starting in June of 2026, Carnival is making changes to its loyalty and reward program. Instead of VIFP, very important fun person, it's Carnival Rewards, basic and to the point. If you've been on a Carnival cruise, you probably noticed people would have a blue card if it was their first cruise, and on the next cruise, it would turn red. Well, the blue card will be gone entirely. The bottom tier is now red. Then after that, there's gold, platinum, and diamond. Also, it looks like instead of rewards going off of days you've been on the ship, it'll go off the number of stars you have. Many benefits are changing as well. The reason why I mention this change in this video is because with the program change, it might make it hard to get to those higher tiers. And being a platinum or diamond member comes with a lot of freebies and benefits. So it's something to consider as we sail into the new year. Now before we get to the change that will impact a lot of cruisers, do you like traveling without breaking the bank? Well, I've got just the channel for you and you're already on it. Here at Ango Travels, I'm all about budget travel so you can pay less and see more. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button because while I can't guarantee your next cruise will be free, hitting that subscribe and like button will always be. New tourist and port fees. There are several locations that will be charging cruise ships more per passenger. If you're getting on a ship from Boston, starting in 2026, a new $3 fee will be charged per person. But each year it'll slowly increase until it reaches $15 per person in 2030. Also, Hawaii will start to charge its new green fee. This tax is for people staying in a cruise ship cabin, hotel, or vacation rental. This new law raises taxes by 0.75%. It's been reported some travelers could be paying a 19% tax rate in total on nightly rates. And again, this will include cruise passengers who are docked in Hawaii for the night or sailing in Hawaii waters. It's estimated $100 million will be raised per year for a climate resilience trust fund. This new tax is supposed to start on January 1st, but recently the federal government stepped in saying this is illegal extortion and cruise lines have filed lawsuits. So this new tax might get delayed or possibly canceled altogether. Now remember when I mentioned cruise gratuities earlier? Well, it can be pretty complicated and is something you need to understand before your next cruise. So go ahead and watch this video where I explain how it all works. See you in the next one. Travel safe.